All right, so I want to talk about whatever I want to talk about. Authentic. So yeah, my least favorite part of life is the ancestral trauma. We come in with like being a used car. And yeah, I don't even know where to start with this. Yeah, I got super into fasting, which connected me to my connection to God, what people call God, right? But even that word is associated with a bunch of belief systems that I don't mean it to mean a man. I just mean the very basic default level of our being. Like we're first these energy beings and then physical afterwards. But the body itself has memory attached to it, right? So yeah, from my understanding of being in that awareness of fasting, the body itself has the potential to activate any illness to get your attention. But again, if there's trauma within your body, then you're going to be stuck in that pattern, like existing as a predisposition, right? So I'm stuck in that pattern that I was born into with being in this family of shame and yeah, whatever they experience that's in the body, you know. But even though like you know who your true self is, this pattern and like momentum of who you think you are is there. It's like in you. So you pretty much have to face fears to become your true self because you were so like long in the fakeness of who you thought you were that actually being who you are is actually your cure, I guess you could call it. And yeah, the real me has no filter or tries not to have a filter, but you have to be respectful, right? And then also you're up against a bunch of belief systems attached to egos. And an ego is just like a gravitational pull of all of its accumulated belief systems and information and knowledge in a polarized world that ignores the internal, but listens to the external because I have because I'm qualified. Maybe, but you're aware that evolution never ends and everybody is polarized and what is it? It would be like the soul and God is like quantum physics, right? And then the external world is the Newtonian model. Like you need both to understand the bigger picture, you know? Don't get emotionally attached to your current truth or what you think true is. But yeah, that's where I'm at. We have the internet now. It's not hard to learn about any of this. You'll just be guided. Alright, about that, being guided. Some people who are super mental can't even feel their fucking body. They can't even feel truth. They can't even feel the emotions. They just have their mind, mental projections they're working with. That's it. And of course, those people are gonna exist in a limited awareness because they're not even in the body or the heart or aware of densities and the soul, all that. They're just gonna be super mental. I learned this from this person. I learned this from this. I went to school for this. Okay, do you have your own opinion? Are you an independent person? Are you a free thinker? Or are you just a copy and paste person like how the external wants you to be, you know? Oh yeah, and also you can't fix the problem based off the consciousness that created it. Once you integrate the feminine and masculine within you, and you're not polarized, you like integrate all your polarities, you understand what the fuck like illness is and all of these things. Like people who are more ahead of you in this awareness that are just giving out the awareness, giving out the knowledge. Because we all share this collective consciousness, like that's the internet. So yeah, like yes, a part of me is scared. It feels a little bit of fear even putting this video because some people still exist in the old model of reality, like polarized that doctors know everything. Illness is not emotional trauma. And again, they exist within that reality. They exist in that bubble because they're allowed to. If you have free will, you can do whatever you want. But objectively, emotional trauma is real. That's real. Even addictions are real. Like these family traumas get passed down to you, which is a reality. It's not like a theory. It's like, do you not have a physical body also? Do you not have an internal? Are people not aware of God or source or love is within everyone? So, So yeah, and I wanted to just to express. But yeah, like it's so annoying that you have to have this source awareness be a secret within you that exists within everyone. Like literally everyone has access to source, God, whatever you want to call it, multi-dimensional information, because your soul, once you connect internally, is multi-dimensional. No big deal. It's just people polarize completely spiritual and get rid of the physical, or go totally physical and reject the spiritual because it's a delusional, it's fantasy. It's like, no, it's reality. It's just the beliefs attached to the whatever meaning you attach to it is what's subjective. As long as you have an ego, you're still in subjective truth, because it becomes subjective once it comes out of your mouth, being filtered through the meaning people attach to the words you use. But yeah. Yeah, I enjoy expressing myself. Yes, a part of me thinks I have to be shy and all this, but that's because I've been so long in that who I thought that's who I was, that it actually feels good just to express. And it's not that you're offending people, it's just like you're correcting them. Wake up. Humans are waking up to the fact they're a fucking soul. You can continue the old programs and the old consciousness, or wake up. Like eventually you have to wake up. I don't know how long it takes, but you have to wake up. This is emotional trauma. Wake up. And of course I'm telling this to myself because the external world has so much influence over you. Holy shit. Like it's so strong. But yeah, every single trait exists within you. Like everything. Like literally everything. So you could make a video. You could speak in front of an audience. You could do anything. It's just these patterns that exist within these bodies and the trauma we've experienced in this life that make us limited. Like it's so limiting how trauma makes you stuck in thinking you're the way, that's who you are, when it's one potential. You could go beyond that, and you just have to face fears that are nothing. It's just like mental projections you have to go through. And yeah, if everyone has a blueprint, right, and I actually like to evolve beyond what is currently known right now. Once you integrate both the physical and spiritual, it then just becomes a awareness, not a belief. If you still believe in shit, oh shit, speaking right in front of cops. If you still believe in stuff, I mean, whatever, that's where you're at. But yes, there is an objective truth, and the bodies are like used cars. They have memory already in it. Does it feel good to have this shit on your face? No, but there's a reason why. It's because I'm in shame. I'm in shame. I sort of feel like I'm on the autism spectrum because I have loud emotions and I don't know how people ignore it. It's like, are you aware the soul is your body compass? And if you ignore it, it'll be like, let's get his attention, let's get his attention. But sometimes the world doesn't give a fuck. The life goes on, life goes on. They don't care. But again, you cannot fix something still existing in the old consciousness that created this in the first place. Like, ignore the internal. It's like, no, the internals are very default, basic understanding, and then it gets translated through words afterwards. But yeah, I just want to express. 9 minutes, alright. What else? Yeah, everyone has access to this. It's not crazy. It's like we're so polarized in this. There are a whole system set up to ignore your internal. It's like once you go into a hospital, it's like there's like a spell in that area that disconnects your connection to source and what that knows. It's like, oh, that doesn't apply here anymore because the government spell is on or whatever. Like, even if you go into a government building, it's like these fucking spiritual laws don't apply anymore. It's like, no, this is our reality. You're in our reality. We created this shit. I was like, okay, great. Like if you go in front of a doctor, you'll ignore yourself and listen to them. And if the doctor's any good, he'll tell you to fucking listen to yourself. And there's even laws, him or her telling you, or they can't say certain things because legally they can't. It's like so frustrating. But at our very basic level, we are source. We're everything. We're love, right? And I don't mean love like, I mean literally everything. The whole spectrum of emotions, all of them, that's you too. The potential within a body, any illness, that's you too. From my understanding, like from fasting, is like the body itself has the potential to activate any illness to get your attention. Whether you already have cancer, you already have everything. It's just what's the pattern that's creating that, you know? And yeah, it's probably ancestral trauma or trauma in this life, like preventing you from being your true self, right? From being an individual and not being a copy and paste person, right? But yeah, this is all real. From my understanding, it's real. If you want to disagree, you're probably still emotionally attached to whatever you believe to be true right now. And again, this is where I'm at right now. It could change in the future. I'm not even worried about it, but this is what I've came to realize listening to everyone, listening to podcasts over and over again, a bunch of stuff, and it just accumulates all this information, and you go, oh, that's real, that's real. Even other people's experiences that are also talking about this, like, it's really not that big of a deal. It's just we're stuck in this old consciousness that created everything in the first place. You cannot heal a problem with the same consciousness that created it, you know? Being polarized and disconnected from our true self, which even if the external world doesn't like our true self, fuck them. Like, who cares? And yeah, that's easy to say when you're not in the situation, but it's like, if we have a design, like, why are we forced to go outside of that design? Even if it triggers people or makes people think and question, and yeah, their ego thinks they know more, but they actually don't. They're just limited in an awareness, like a box. And again, for the ego to be right, you have to be wrong. It's like, no, just fucking listen. Grow beyond your current understanding right now. Leave it open to be possible that you're wrong about everything. Even your education was shit, because it was created under the old model of consciousness, not even this very default God awareness. I can't wait for that education to be born, where it's not a belief anymore, and you don't have to step on toes to offend anyone's belief system. But it's like, it's just your awareness. Like, it's your awareness as you wake up a soul inside of this body that's like a used car and already has trauma in it. It's like, that's real life. And perfection does not exist. And if you think it does, you could think it does. It doesn't matter. The ego is subjective, right? The soul and God in you is like objective, but it turns subjective once you actually speak it into words, because people attach different meanings to certain words, and then they categorize you into a group of people, like, oh, he's more spiritual, he's more scientific, he's more religious. But it's like, no, these are just the words we're using to describe something that exists within everyone. It's not that crazy. All right, I'm done. That was fun. Yeah, it's fun. Try it. Make a video. This is all a mirror anyways. Bye.